Ladies and gentlemen, a true legend of cinema and entertainment is coming to the stage. I need y'all to make some noise and show all the love to Mr. Richard Dreyfuss! That's right. Keep it going. He deserves it. That's right. 1,000,000%. True icon. Hello, sir. Join us, please. Hello. Hello. Please have a seat, join us, relax, enjoy yourself.
Can we move this out into the car that I'm...
Let me call somebody. Listen, Mr. Dreyfuss wants the couch, he gets the couch, okay? That's the way this goes. Absolutely. This is an icon, people. This is what happens. It's iconic. Everything iconic. Hello, sir. How are we doing this afternoon?
I'm pretty iconic. How are you?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm doing well. Welcome to Dallas. It is an absolute pleasure to have you.
Yeah, I was a regular on the show for 7 years.
Listen, that show shaped me as a pivotal time in my life growing up, watching in the 80s. It was insane how good that show was. So, highly thank you for that one.
Wasn't it?
That depends on how you look at the 80s. How about that? Yeah, that's what we'll say. That depends on how you look at the 80s. So I think it's only fair for us to really talk about like the magnificence of your career, spanning from film, television, and the stage. And so my first question to you is, when did the acting bug bite you?
Actually, the acting bug.
Yes, sir.
First hit me when I was about 8, and then it got bug away.
You gotta watch those bugs.
I've been acting since I'm 8 years old. Before then, I went to a party for my 7th birthday with 7 friends, and the movie that we went to was called 7 Brides for 7 Brothers.
Classic.
Piece of shit.
How do you really feel? I feel like there might be something in there. You didn't love it. I mean, but okay, so this is why you were still in
more enough to love it. I didn't, I thought, this is too, you know what I mean?
Right? Too. Far too.
But, and then I started professional when I was 9.
I love that. Now, this is when you moved to California? Or were you still in New York when you were acting for the first time?
I was in California.
Okay.
I said, I want to be an actor.
Right.
She said, don't just talk about it.
Okay. Be about it.
I went down to the local Jewish community center.
Right.
And I auditioned for a play. And I didn't get it, so I said it was rigged.
What?
And here I am.
No, wait a minute. That makes noise for that, of course, but I feel like you left really far over some things. There's a couple of stops that you can make along the way. Okay, so you didn't get that particular role, their loss, but what was your very first role?
My very first role was to play Theodore Herzl, the founder of Zionism, with a full beard and a top hat. And my mother couldn't come to see the performance for the parents, so she came to the one with the kids. Because they were kids, she didn't take it seriously.
Oh, wow.
So I was sitting on the stage saying, I think I'm going to talk about Zionism, Martha. And there was my mother saying, Richard, fix your hair. And that led me to make a lot of money. Not right away.
Oh, I was going to say, is that the secret? Is that what you need to learn?
Yeah, first you gotta be Jewish.
Right?
And second, you gotta be Jewish.
Okay.
That's why Jack Lemmon will never make it.
These are the jokes. These are the jokes. So, once you have this experience acting and you have a response, right? You're creating character. At what point do you realize that this is something that you want to do professionally and have that skill set to chase that down?
I had that revelation before I got into the room to audition.
That's what I'm talking about. That's belief in yourself. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I did believe in myself.
Mm-hmm.
I believed that I was the greatest actor in America. And Tom Hanks was never going to make it because he wasn't Jewish.
Who? Who are you talking about? I don't know this Tom Hanks guy you're talking about. I don't know. So, considering this very well-earned esteem that you have, when it comes to your body of work, do you have a favorite of your presentations?
The truth is, I don't have a favorite.
Okay.
The fact is, I love acting
Of course.
in general, and I love it in specific detail. And actors have a leg up on all of them. We do. Because someone says to me, how could you play Dick Cheney?
Okay.
And I say, well, there's a little bit of Cheney in all of us. And you know that because you're an actor.
Right.
And you tell the truth as you see it. And then you have someone rifle through their belongings and take the cash while they're busy listening to you. And then that way you make money both ways.
Most likely. This is the ultimate hustle right here. James giving you out the blueprint. This is how you do it. No, and I think there's something very real and authentic about it. When you're saying that we all have a little Cheney in us, what you're saying is that there's something about him that we all can relate to if we just try. You just gotta look for it.
And if you don't find that you can relate to it, you're lying to yourself. And we all have changed one another.
Right.
And that's no joke. That's why we elect who we elect, you know? And we can count up the times that we don't let ourselves see what's similar in him as in us, because it's not convenient.
I understand that. Yeah. It's a very humanitarian approach of trying to find that connective between people. And I think there's something very, very hopeful about that. In terms of your characters, which do you think embodies that mentality the best? I mean, we could go to American Graffiti, we could go Mr. Holland's Opus. I mean, these are characterizations that I think you bring out that sense, that essence of humanity and connected threads very well. Do you have one that you think really nails it in characterization?
Let It Ride.
Wow, that's a good one.
Let It Ride is, when someone comes up to me and says, I love Let It Ride,
Yeah.
I say, you're a degenerate gambler. And that's true.
And they're like, yeah. You see me. Sometimes it is the art that, we reflect back and it does reveal things about us. Considering some of the amazing actors that you've shared time with, what do you think they brought out in you? Is it your sense of humor most? Is it your seriousness? What do you think other actors think out of you guys? I do what I can.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But I know everything. Let It Ride is about a degenerate gambler who will gamble on anything. And then I feel pretty safe when I say you're a degenerate gambler. No one has ever said to me, no, I'm not. Never.
Right?
So I feel pretty safe.
I look, you're placing that bet on them, and you're like, you're a degenerate gambler. Am I right? Am I right? Put five on that. I see what you do there. It's very clever. It's very, very clever.
I'm a very clever guy.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. To that point, which of your characters do you think is the most clever? I think you've had a lot of characters that utilize cleverness in a way that is real and biting, but it's so fun. Obviously, you know, Hooper is a great one. He was super. Do I hear some love for Hooper? Yes? Okay, just checking. Hooper had a tenacity. He knew things that, you know, everyone else was kind of unsure of his truth. And he's like, no, this is what it is. He was clever. Is he one of the most clever characters that you brought to life?
I have a bottom line.
Okay.
The bottom line is I never play anyone who is not clever.
Genius.
I just
Yeah, that's
always
clever.
play clever. And then I put it up to the audience to prove me wrong.
I like that. You are presenting this concept of characterizations that you like.
For instance,
Yes, give me one.
when I did American Graffiti,
Yes.
George Lucas asked me if I could have my choice of character,
Right?
who would I choose to play?
Okay.
And I said, are you offering me more than one character? And he said, yes, I am. So I said, okay, I'm at least two characters in that film,
Okay.
and I choose to play Kurt, the one I play,
Right?
because he's, how do I put this? He not only is smart, he's smart enough to know that he will remember that evening 50 years from now.
I love that.
And that's what I said to George, and he gave me the part.
That's good. Who was the other character that you identified with?
Charlie Martin Smith.
Wow! That performance would have been incredible as well.
You know, what I'm saying is, he offered me the least self-aware character in the movie, and the most self-aware. I wanted to play the most self-aware.
Right.
I figured that I would have to memorize fewer lines,
Okay.
and I didn't have to be tall.
Okay. All right. You are the giant. You don't have to be a giant. I hear what you're saying with that. That's clever. See? He's clever. I see what he's doing there. I love it. I love it.
I pay attention to this guy. He's gonna be rich one day.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, Jaws is definitely one of those classic films. It's a summer blockbuster. For me personally, the summer blockbuster. You're absolutely right. It is how I set the tone of the summer, watching this movie. And for all the legends behind it, you know, Bruce not working and all those funny, you know, little tidbits, what was it like to be on set for such a remarkable movie? Was it something that you felt, you know, had the legs to go as long as it has?
Anyone who says that they knew that they could anticipate talking about Jaws 50 years later is a liar. Nobody knew that. Nobody could guess that.
Of course.
And it is a bunch of hooey. And I love the fact that there are people who now take credit for that kind of inside knowledge. They say, oh yeah, we knew this was going to be a classic. Really? You knew that? And do you own the biggest house in Los Angeles? Because I think I would have heard you.
I agree. I absolutely agree. What, in your opinion, makes Jaws such a classic film and true cinephile high mark? Like, it's not just that it's fun and that we like it. It is a great film. What makes it great to you?
What makes it great is that Steven Spielberg started to make a film and realized within a few days that he was ill-equipped to make the film he set out to make. And so he decided to wing it and go with whatever happened to his brain on a given day.
He allowed creativity to happen.
He had to, because he was being fired every night. Steven was being fired every night.
Yes.
And that meant you would not know Steven Spielberg and Schindler's List. You'd know Steven Spielberg lives in Scottsdale.
Quite true, quite true. And as an actor, to see that level of creativity, does that give you freedom to kind of open up and kind of be a little bit more of a character than what was initially on the page?
It had to be more than was written on the page, because nothing was written on the page, basically.
Wow.
As much as I like Carl Gottlieb, they made it up as they went along.
Wow. Wow.
I made up a lot of the stuff that they made up. And it proved to me that I didn't. He's the only one left of the whole thing. I mean, there must have been 200 people on that show, and they all are either dead or they have their own shows.
True.
And I'm telling you, they're not all dead.
Mr. Dreyfuss is the shark. That's what he's trying to tell you. When it comes to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, now this was, that's right, another classic beloved film. I gotta know when you
Title would you say?
Absolutely. The building of the mesa, the plateau, in food, how fun was that? Because as a small child watching this, I wanted to do so bad. My mother would never let me do this. So for you to get to do that, how fun was that? To build the model of what the mesa was in your mind and using all kinds of wonderful things to try to figure out what this place is. Where is this place? I see it. What is it? How fun was that?
It was amazing, actually, because you can actually see Steven talking to his sisters when he's 12 or 8 or 9, and he's making this shit up as he goes along. and he only can tell that it's working because his sister goes, I'm going to be in my bed. He knows it's working. And that's a very good guy. He made Steven's sisters eat.
Another mark of talent. That's how you know you're successful. Okay, we'll put that on the list as well. I like that. When it came to the special effects of that movie, again, this was groundbreaking. Really, the use of lights and music and sound. When you saw it, how transported were you by being in that physical space? And this is a practical effects, kind of heavy movie. How cool was it to kind of experience all those things?
Honest to God, when we sat down to do the mashed potato scene, after about 5 minutes, I thought to myself, this fucking guy is a genius. You can just tell that he tried this out in front of his sisters when he was 12. You know, probably said, they had the mashed potato nut. And they did. And he knew that. He knew it would work. And I can't speak for his creative juices flowing. I can tell you that every night that we gathered at Stephen's house, there would be a phone message that said, "You're fired." And he knew that he had been fired. And I said to him more than once, "Don't listen to that. What are you, crazy? They're trying to change you in the middle of the movie? Nah. Maybe we can get someone else."
No way. No way.
No.
That is insane. What a great aspect of perseverance to see that vision through despite getting repeated messages of inspiring. I think one of the next movies that I have to talk about is one of my favorites, and you play a very different character in this one. The movie Red. It's a comic book movie that I personally love. How many of you guys have seen Red? Woo! And you play a bad guy, which that's gotta be a very liberating experience to be the heavy. What was that?
Well, I found the little bad guy in me. Actually, I did. And I just had to remember the last time I hit my sister with a pillow.
Which was a long time.
And I could extrapolate that into Dick Cheney or anybody else.
I got you. I love it. Had you been familiar with the comic book series that movie was based off of before you got the role? Had you ever read the comic book series Red before you got the role?
No.
Wow.
I still haven't read it. As a matter of fact, I've never heard of it.
That's how amazing you are. Like literally, you played that part so well, just authentically bringing your talent to it. I love that. I absolutely love it. When you were approached for that role, what did they tell you about it? Did they hype up who else was in it, or did they tell you like you get to be this guy?
Whatever they told me,
Yes.
I turned down.
What?
I turned down Jaws twice.
Whoa. Why?
Well, they said, what do you think of the film I'm telling you about? I said, that sounds fantastic. Want to do it? No. Why? Because it's going to be more fun to watch than to shoot.
Fair.
That's what I thought. And then it was, do you believe that Steven Spielberg is still a nerd guy from Scottsdale? Is he going to be the most important director of your life? And I thought about it. Nah. And then I thought about it again. Started to relate to him. I realized I'm actually relating to this nerd guy. So the next thing I knew, I was watching a work print.
Okay.
You know, from some of the work of Stevens. And I was in that, and I thought, if anyone actually pays to see this movie, I'll never work again.
Wow.
So I went back to Stevens Hotel and I got down on my hands and knees and begged him for the part.
Because you wanted that challenge.
No faith in myself
Come
whatsoever.
on. No, literally, I think we all owe it to you for going back and seeking that role, because it is such a great role in a great film. So let's thank him for that one time, please. That reconsideration, I think, is everything, absolutely everything. Crazy about you, absolutely. That is absolutely it. Another great movie in the 80s, Stand By Me, is an absolute classic. And you playing the older version of Will Wheaton's wonderful portrayal. How is that to kind of connect with a younger actor and kind of go, okay, we're the same person, we're setting tones together. What's that like?
You want to know the truth?
Yes, sir. As long as it won't make me cry.
It's either cry or make you rich. You've chosen. Okay. I thought that Stand By Me was a wonderful movie, and why did it need a narration?
Wow.
And I watched him make the film. I actually didn't. I didn't watch them make the film. I only worked on that film one day. I did all the narration. And people identify me with that film every day because to them I am the voice of Rob Reiner. And I'm here to tell you that I had relatively nothing to do with that film. And I mean nothing.
Okay.
And all I had in common with the film was a friendship with Rob. And I surrounded myself with cutesy, talented Jewish people as much as possible.
Wow.
And that's why you think of me when you see the film. But it's not a serious connection. It's not. I wish it could be. I wish I could take more credit for that film.
Sometimes just the natural state of talent does, ring through in a performance. And I think that's, even if it's not just your hand of portrayal that does that, but the curation of your talent and the storytelling and everything, all of that works together to give us that impression. So I think there's a lot to hang a hat on with that. It was just brilliant.
I have to tell you that I tried to talk myself into that for 30 years.
Oh no, we got you. I'll do it for you. Say less. I'll just walk around. I'll talk you into it every day. Just give me a call. I got you. Say less. Say less. Absolutely. For my last one that I want to bring up, and I have to give a big shout out to our ASL interpreting team. Make some noise for them because they make sure that everyone can experience this show and enjoy it. Mr. Holland's Opus, you're dealing with such wonderful music, the joy of sound, so many wonderful things. What was it like to be in such a prolific movie that really impacts people on such an emotional level, and the juxtaposition of the artistry of such a great conductor and the artistry of you, a very great actor?
The truth is that I did not know that my friend, one of my best friends, Rob Reiner, had that kind of sensitivity in his gut. I had no idea until I saw the critique and the reviews of the film.
Of course.
And I realized that this was a film far greater than I had ever given it credit for. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful because it made me think that I should better believe in myself as a friend. As a friend, he had it wrapped up,
Of course.
And he was great. And he had he has, like Stephen, many genres in him. I wish many times since that I could have been Rob. Because he was like his dad, you know? He wanted to be able to do that kind of movie and then put it away and do that kind of movie. And he did. And, you know, we all kind of grew up together. And I have to admit, I didn't believe that we were as good as we said we were.
I'm here to tell you, and I think I can speak with everyone in this room, not only are you as good as you said you were, you're even better. So, thank you so very much for joining us today, and for all the films that you have brought to us. Your talent is impeccable, incredible, and unending. Fan Expo Dallas, make some noise one more time for Mr. Dreyfuss. So, thank you so very much. We're going to let you go back to your week and bring about you all weekend and tell you how amazing you are. One more time, y'all. Make some noise for Mr. Dreyfuss.